they're calling for these Congress and state governments to expand expungements and even looking at sealings for sealing records so that people aren't constantly being hurt by a bad decision that they made, especially if they're going through a good behavior, right? So if they've come out and they're being a productive member of society, that they're not being held responsible for something they did a long, long time ago, whenever it doesn't.
Well, I think that, sorry, I'm going to just real quick here. That's something I can definitely get behind. I think that oftentimes we talked about this with the cancel culture episode. You get in trouble for something you said 30 years ago. And I think this goes along the same way. The principle is the same here. If you've done your time and that goes, I mean, we already have that for, credit reports. I think it's 7 or 8 years. Then you get that expunged from your record if you did something in the past. And I mean, clearly if it's murder, I feel like that should be on there full time or something with children. But in general, if it's a minor crime, I could definitely see an expungement. So that's actually, I think that's a really very good point. And Caitlin, do you have any thoughts on that specifically?
I have so many thoughts. I'm all over the place. I can talk about this stuff for days and weeks and years.
Well, good. Everyone watching, buckle in for a 7-hour episode. So.
No, just, call me later. We'll flash my cell phone. Not really. But I mean, this is where I can admit my bias as well. I mean, I come from the place, being a pastor also, what you both said is completely true. Nobody wants to be judged for your worst moment, right? If we all had to write the worst thing we've ever done on a job application, imagine those interviews.
I would never get a job. Ray would have never hired me.
Caitlin knew me in my early 20s, so I was, I'm sure you have a list that probably could get me canceled right now. So
no. But I think it goes even beyond that because, you've said as a caveat, Ray, well, what if they've committed murder? Then it's different. Or some of the worst cases, when I worked in the jail, I was working with people that were sex offenders that had committed murder. I mean, we worked with people no matter what their crime was. And the reason for that and where I come from is we are all human beings and we all have within us the capability to have done any of these same things. And if any of us think that we are above that, we're just wrong. We have had different experiences and different lives, and we have not been put into that situation. Someone once said something that I love. They said, well, if I were you, I would have done, how we tend to say, if I were you, I would have done it this way.
Right.
But you know what? If you were me, you would have done exactly what I did because you'd be me.
Yeah. That's actually perfect.
I love thinking that because, we really cannot say for other people. And so from the pastoral perspective, I think we're all broken and we all deserve to have another chance. I deeply believe in second chances, third chances, 25th chances, Lord knows I've been given them. So I think what is also important to remember, as I said before, is no matter who the person is, really, even sometimes for things like sex offenses and murders, they're coming back out. We want people to come back out as healthier, more whole people. And so a big part of the work, too, is not seeing it when somebody's incarcerated as you have to suffer this time. It is how can we convince you during this time that your life matters and that we can help you have that desire to love and be loved and do something, positive in this world and heal from the past that you've had as well.